Presentation College back all those years ago was a fantastic school, and you know, it was somewhere that people obviously wanted to go and wished to go, but lots of people couldn't go for different reasons, and we won't talk about them. But I mean, it was a private school, so therefore there wasn't that type of money around back at the time. It was very difficult because Pres was a boarding school also. You were very privileged to be here, and you know, with it being a boarding school, I mean, I remember students boarding here from any part of the world. Incredible. You'd never believe why they could be in Ireland, first of all, and then in Pres. I mean, there was some absolutely incredible people have gone through Pres and will continue to go through Pres, but it's easier for kids to go through Pres now than it was all those years ago. I was lucky enough to play sport. I did a little bit of athletics, and that gave you great friends as well. And when you are involved in sport, it helps you to stay in touch in different ways. But you know, athletics can sometimes be a very singular thing, whereas rugby, and I mean, is more a team game. And sometimes you can, I mean, some of the athletics lads that I was doing athletics with, not that we did that much athletics, but we did some of them, and you would still be in touch with them, and some of them live in America. So when you're involved in sport, you're out on the field together doing your training and practicing one thing and another, and it's amazing how it keeps the contact alive, because you say, oh, Bill Whiston, he was absolutely brilliant and he was committed, and if I was only half as committed as he was, I could have been good as well. But that's the way it goes. I was very lucky in Pres because most of my junior school I was taught by brothers, Christian brothers, or presentation brothers, sorry. And a lot of them had great philosophy on how things work, and it's amazing the way some of them gave you different insight. I remember a long time ago, we had Brother Malachy, and Brother Malachy was old at the time, but he was so sharp and so good. But I ended up having Brother Malachy for 2 years. He instilled lots of good things in me, and he says, you know, you have a year extra over all the days playing at this level. So he says, you're going to have to be. And Brother Malachy ended up teaching us in, I think it might have been 4th class, and he would send maybe me and Tony Doyle down there at the back of the class. You go down and pick the team for the match. And then if you weren't doing stuff, he'd say, Tony Doyle and Paul Daly, you go down and pick the team. And I'd say, what about me picking? Oh, no, you're not good enough to pick the team. Now, he was always going to pick the team, but he wanted your advice on it. And the whole thing about picking teams is that you want fellas on your team that's going to win. You find most people never pick their friends. They pick the team that's going to win. And I had an incident years afterwards in Greystones, and something similar happened, and I said, listen, you keep the team, I don't want the team, because I don't pick my friends. I said, I do all sorts with my friends, but I don't play rugby with them. You have to have the team to play rugby, not your friends. I would have had probably 5 or 6 brothers, presentation brothers, teaching us, which was fantastic for teaching wise. And you learnt a lot from them, because while they supposedly didn't have families, as we all thought, but it's amazing that they all do have families. They mightn't have children of their own, but they have nieces and nephews, brothers and sisters, and it's amazing where they learn their bits from too. And I was probably lucky enough, or unlucky enough, whichever you like. I spent 3 years under Brother David, because I was I played 3 years for the junior team, and it gives you a lot of insight when you're with people. And at the time, the brothers, I never met nothing untoward about the brothers. The brothers were just magnificent. And they were out for us, to help us, to get us through school, and to put you on the right road for the future. And I presume that's where it all came from, praise.